My name is Jake, and today we're going to be doing an interview with Professor Luiz from OCTA BJJ in Oakville. Let's get started. So, Professor Luiz, thank you for helping us record this video. So, our first question is, Professor Luiz, tell me about yourself.
All right. So I came from Brazil. I came to Canada around 9 years ago with my family. So I come from Rio de Janeiro. Do you know Rio?
No.
It's very different from Canada. It's very warm, right? It's all in the entire year. It's summertime in Brazil. Very hot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a son, Michael. You know Michael. He's 15, and I came straight to Oakville when I came in. So that's pretty much who I am. I'm a Brazilian that landed in Oakville with some Jiu Jitsu background. I also work with IT. I have my work as an IT head of technology in one of the companies here in Ontario. And that's pretty much it about me.
It's actually very nice.
Yeah.
What other martial arts do you do?
Okay, so I also hold a black belt in karate, Shotokan. But I've been training different martial arts since I was younger than you. So I started back in judo. I did some capoeira in the past. Do you know capoeira? The Brazilian capoeira?
No.
It's very Brazilian. It's like a dance and martial arts. I did taekwondo for a while. And then I started jiu-jitsu and karate when I was young. So those are the ones that I stick to. And since then, I've been practicing both.
That's actually very nice. It also actually helps a lot because judo and jiu-jitsu are not the same, but they're very similar.
Yes.
And it helps a lot, actually.
Yes, exactly.
What made you start jiu-jitsu?
Well, in Brazil, it's a little bit different from Canada. Mm-hmm. And back in time, now you don't go to the streets a lot, but back in time, we didn't have video games, right? My entire day was on the streets playing with my friends. And you may know that when you're playing with your friends, sometimes they're a little bit rough. Mm-hmm. So I knew that I had to step up. I knew that I had to learn something to protect myself. So I was looking for any kind of martial arts. I didn't know about jiu-jitsu. I didn't know about anything. So I just started testing a few of them. And in my city, there was a small place when they had different martial arts and jiu-jitsu. That's when I started doing jiu-jitsu. I was a little bit older than you, around 14 to 15, and I started jiu-jitsu and karate at the same time. Yeah,
yep. That's pretty cool. So essentially, it was mixed martial arts.
Yeah, before we called that, yes.
That's pretty cool. Tell me about your jiu-jitsu journey. How was learning jiu-jitsu in Brazil?
All right, so as I said, I started when I was around 14 to 15, then I stopped. I couldn't afford doing both, karate and jiu-jitsu. And karate was a little bit better for me at the time. The schedule was better. So I decided to stay in karate, and I got my black belt early 2000s, and I came back to jiu-jitsu after that and never stopped. Training jiu-jitsu in Brazil, it's not that different from here, right? So the jiu-jitsu is the same. The only difference is you have jiu-jitsu everywhere. Every corner in Brazil, you can find a school. And my school, we had tons of black belts. That's the main difference. When you came as a white belt, you had many people to learn from. In Canada, we are getting there. I think we're growing as a community. We have more practitioners. Jiu-jitsu is growing fast, but Brazil is where it was born. So it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the main difference is the number of people doing that. The other main difference is when I started, it was less structured. So you had really 1 hour, 2 hours classes where you were pretty much rolling a lot. So the intensity, and of course you're doing that when it was pretty hot outside. So there was no session that was not really intense and very hard to go through. I think that's the main difference from now. Now it's a little bit more structured.
Yes, that's you know what the main reason is now that the laws and things have changed from then and now. and they're trying to, now the safeties are a little more, not, I don't want to say better, but they're a little more raised.
Yes.
And like you said, it was spinning hot outside, right?
Yes, and people are more informed. So the work you're doing here with your channel, for example, I didn't have it, right? So when I was young like you, we didn't have that. So if I had to learn about a technique, I probably had to go to a school, or maybe I would find a book, but it was very hard to find.
Yeah.
Now you have the opportunity to learn from other people that I would never have the opportunity. If you want to learn, for example, from Rickson Gracie, he's amazing, he's a star, he's a super master. When do you think you would have the opportunity to learn from someone like him if you didn't have the internet? He lives very far from us. But if you go to the internet, maybe you have a subscription for a course, or maybe you go to YouTube, he has some classes there, and you learn from an amazing professor, right? From here, from a distance. I think that changed everything. Right now, there's nothing secret about anything, right? You just go and learn. And thank you to people like you, they're doing that for everyone. So I go to your channel, I learn techniques from you, right? You're teaching kids, you're teaching grown-ups, and it doesn't matter. It's very democratic. Mm-hmm. So Jiu-Jitsu now, it's for everyone. It was always for everyone, but not all, everyone had access. Now they have. And thank you to people like you. Okay?
You're right. That is correct. Sorry. What made you want to open your own dojo?
Yeah, I always had that in mind. When you have such a powerful skill like Jiu-Jitsu, it will be very selfish if you keep it yourself, right? The best way for you to learn and grow is by sharing your knowledge. If you share your knowledge, it's not something, if you have a cake, for example, and you share your cake, in the end of the day, you have less cake, correct? Knowledge works the opposite way. The more you share, the more you have. So if you have a knowledge, if you know a skill, and you want to get better, start sharing that. Start giving back. The moment you give it back to people, you learn more. You learn from them. You learn from yourself. You see things that you couldn't see before. So opening a school is not only my chance to give it back, right? I learned from someone, and I'm very thankful for learning from someone. I had the opportunity to train with amazing people. Why should I keep it to myself? I want to share. In the process, I learn more. I'm learning from you today, right? So you were doing an interview. I never did that before. So that's new to me. Yeah, so that's an opportunity for me to be on YouTube. So Jiu-Jitsu brought it to me. If I never had the school, I would never be in your channel, right? So that's how I think. That's why I opened this school. I live in Oakville. I came to Canada. I got a lot from Canada. Canada opened the arms to my family. I'm just giving back.
That is very thoughtful of you too.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not saying everybody should do that, but I think that some people need to hear this.
Yes, like, as long as you have something to share, do it.
What advice do you have for young jiu-jitsu practitioners like me who wants to improve their game?
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is don't stop, right? Everything in life, Jacob, is difficult. There is no free lunch, right? You have to put some work. When you come to jiu-jitsu, especially when you're young, you're going to face some challenges that may force you to stop, right? You may feel like it's not for me, it's too much, I was not born to do that, I cannot understand. You have to put that aside. If you want to improve in jiu-jitsu, the only way to do that is training, is mat time. So don't stop. That's the main thing you have to do. All the rest, it depends on your professor, depends on your schedule, depends on your physical abilities, depends on your level at jiu-jitsu. But one thing that works for everyone is just come and train. Put some work. Right? That's the only advice that works regardless of your age, of your skills, of your level. Everyone, including myself, my professor, his professor, everyone has to put the work. So that's my advice for you. You want to get better? Work. Put some work. Mat time. There's no way you can skip that.
And training, not just that, but training could also can get you somewhere too.
Of course,
Because
of course.
not some people don't know how to fight, and if they somehow end up in a fight, they can get really hurt.
Yes,
And
yes,
especially if someone knows some martial art too.
yes.
So that not that also very helps with the other question about about opening the dojo.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is your favorite technique to use in a roll?
My favorite technique, that changes, right? So I since I started training, I had few techniques that I liked. It really depends on the moment you are in your life. Right now, my main technique, the one that I like most, is the back take. I love going to the back. I think the back is a powerful position, as the mount is, but the back for me, it works pretty well. So I have more opportunities to attack from the back. I'm less exposed, and I feel I find different ways. It's a kind of a game that I play with myself. I challenge myself to find different ways to go to the back. So right now, the back is my main position.
Yes, and there's also very many things you can do, and they cannot do anything to avoid it. Like,
Exactly.
for example, if you don't do something wrong, and for example, a rear naked choke,
Yep.
it can get them to tap out, for example.
Exactly.
And that I find a very good reason too. I
Exactly.
find your reason at the same time also very good because you're actually absolutely right though. That it does actually very help a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. And how about you? What's your favorite move?
Well, I have two of them. I have the rear naked choke and the recently learned the triangle.
Awesome.
Because I don't even know how I do it. I just like automatically do it, and it's even for me it's a surprise. So for me and my partner, it would be a surprise to just do a triangle out of nowhere,
Yes, of course.
which would help a lot. And the rear naked choke, if I can just do it either fast enough, then that's the moment I can tap someone out. And that's why I found those two my favorite techniques in a row.
Awesome.
And that looks like it's it for this interview. Thanks a lot for joining us in this video. And if you guys want to train in this dojo and you're living in Oakville, we will leave a link to the website so you guys can try to come in and sign up, do techniques, learn, and all that. The link will be in the description down below. And I hope you guys have a good day. Once again, thank you for joining us and have
Thank
a
you,
good
Jay.
day. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye bye.